It's not a given that breaking the law makes you a punk anarchist who likes to listen to Sex Pistols from the 1960s. It can merely imply that you are an entirely ordinary person. The baby up there might be breaking the law for all we know. In actuality, much fewer fantastic ways than you may anticipate are used by people to violate the laws of our green and beautiful land every day. But don't be misled. Just because the police don't bring charges against you for breaking one of the following laws doesn't mean they won't. In this video, we will be talking about crazy ways people broke the law. But before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. Let's begin. Number 9. Breaking the law by beeping your horn. Years of living in Asia have taught me the importance of gently honking your car horn to alert pedestrians to your presence. And then I returned back home to the silent streets of the UK, where the beeping is reserved for the most atrocious of Sunday drivers by belligerent balding golfers on their way to the driving range. The truth is that if you beep for any reason other than to alert someone to danger, you're breaching the law, regardless of whether you're acting out of kindness or road fury. Additionally, it's illegal to use your horn on a 30-mile-per-hour road between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. But oddly, this rule does not apply to any other noises that cars can produce. Cue obnoxiously loud reversing sounds from lorries. Number 8. Breaking the law by making yourself beautiful while driving. This one is primarily for the ladies, with a few men thrown in, but applying makeup while driving is illegal, aside from the potential danger of gouging your eyes out with the mascara brush. While the consequences of applying makeup during your morning commute aren't quite as severe as getting caught using your phone, you still run the danger of being charged with reckless driving. And even if you may be the finest multitasker between this place and Tesco Express, the possibility of 3 to 9 points on your license and a sizable fine may make you rethink your decision. Number 7. Breaking the law by watching TV. Okay, so particularly watching live or recorded TV without a TV license would be illegal. However, what precisely is the legislation today? The mysterious TV license men who reportedly sat in a van just down the road with a super special radar system that would miraculously detect the second you turned on your TV were a source of great fear back in my day. They would then storm into your living room, interrupt EastEnders, and take you into custody while your super noodles burned on the stove. Or the old saying, if you're viewing BBC iPlayer and unplug your laptop from the mains, you don't need a TV license. It's true that you need a TV license to watch any broadcast television, even if I was never entirely sure if any of that was true. Dutiful, law-abiding citizen here, or maybe I was just a little slow. The Strictly final that you watched on your iPlayer is included in that, of course. It's interesting to note that if you solely use Netflix or another catch-up provider like ITV Hub, no license is required. There are only BBC services. Number 6. Breaking the law by funding a Nigerian prince. That's true. When your grandmother paid £200 to Crown Prince Babatunde from Lagos, she might have unintentionally breached the law. But it makes sense that he only needed £200 to hire a lawyer to win his £9.8 million case. It was a great investment, right? That is a very separate issue from whether or not your grandmother would face legal action. It all comes down to whether she was aware of the intended use of the funds. It's not entirely unlikely that by sending money abroad, you might be funding cybercrimes that target the UK, which is terrible news for everyone, given the rise of cybercrime worldwide. Number 5. Breaking the law by having sex. Possibly a little deceptive. In other words, unless you're outside, and even then, unless someone witnesses you, bonking is not illegal. Yes, it is entirely legal for a couple to enjoy themselves in the woods as long as no one can overhear them. What happens then if someone does come across you in your solitude? The Sexual Offenses Act of 2003 states that anyone caught having sex in public may be arrested for outraging public decency or indecent exposure. But let's face it, the police definitely have better things to do, unless you're having fun on the slide at the recreation center on a Saturday afternoon. Number 4. Breaking the law by stealing a plastic bag. The introduction of the 5p plastic bag fee has caused thousands of us to regularly commit small thefts. Imagine the situation. You arrive at the grocery store, feeling certain that you can avoid paying 5p because you brought your own bag from home. You retrieve your cart, grab your self-scanning firearm, begin moving through. Pick up the milk, scan it, and then head to your bag to put it in. However, the bag is nowhere to be seen. Yes, you did leave it on the side, and now your partner will be staring at you with disapproval. Instead, you go acquire one, but in your moment of humiliation, you don't scan it. Officially, you are a thief. The ideal situation is that you get away with it, but what occurs if you are discovered? If the store is feeling especially gracious, they may just forbid you from returning, or for that 5p bag, you may be charged with a crime and subject to a £200 fine. Number 3. Breaking the law by not picking up dog poop. One of my pet peeves, especially when strolling along Brighton seafront to get to work. It will please all pedestrians to know that failing to clean up a dog's waste can result in legal action. But regrettably, this law is not often upheld. It can be illegal, but only if a local government issues a public spaces protection order for that specific place. Hence my use of the word "can be." If they don't pick up their dog's waste, rowdy dog walkers risk an immediate £80 fine. Number 2. Breaking the law by cycling on the pavement. Whether you like them or not, bicycles are here to stay, and their numbers will continue to grow throughout lockdown. And you'll be relieved to hear that Deliveroo riders are also criminals, just like the rest of us at this point if you've ever come out of a store and nearly been run over by one. They could, in fact, be criminals. It really is up to the police's judgment as to whether riding on the pavement is illegal or not. For instance, police are really urged to take into account the possibility that cyclists may believe it is too risky to ride on the road if the road is exceptionally small or hazardous. In other words, it's illegal, but only if the cops decide to detain you. Number 1. Breaking the law by bringing home fruit and veg from holiday. If you've ever seen the Australian Border Force program, you might think anything you bring home will be snatched by an irate border guard. But compared to many other nations, UK customs regulations are actually rather lenient. Fruit and vegetables from other countries are one thing, though, that you can't really bring back. Except if it comes with the proper phytosanitary certificate, which, let's face it, nobody is going to have. What are the sanctions, you ask? The worst that can happen to your beloved fruit and vegetable supply is that it will be burnt to cinders and thrown away. It's best to consume everything before landing. That's it, guys. There are laws that make sense to everyone. Physics is one example. But there are other laws that make no sense at all. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Leave a like, share with your friends and families, and jot down your thoughts in the comment section below.